Hello, everyone. I'm James Milan. Welcome to this town hall update. I am joined, as always, by our town manager, Adam Chapdelaine. Welcome, Adam.
Thanks for having me.
Today, we are talking about the budget and town meeting and the budget. So, um, as you do every year, you've just released the fiscal year 2023 budget and financial plan. So, as always, it's a big document, rather large and detailed. And so we're just looking for some highlights that residents should know about. And also, now that the final document's released, just tell us what the next steps are to approval of this budget.
Absolutely, I'd be happy to. And apologies for any background noise. As you know, I'm at a conference sitting here in a hotel lobby, so I'll do the best I can. But so this is now, we're actually at the culmination of our budgetary process. We start in the fall with an internal process working with departments to put together a budget, which we then submit to the finance committee and the select board in January. We then go through a finance committee process reviewing that document, leading up to now when we release what's called the annual budget and financial plan, which will be available online, is now available online for residents to view and review, leading up to what will hopefully be the eventual approval of the budget by town meeting. As the town meeting is the legislative body and thereby the appropriating authority for the town. So the annual budget and financial plan is a really thick document. It's almost 300 pages long, a lot of detail, goals, accomplishments, metrics, department by department, revenues and expenditures, an opportunity for people to do a deep dive if they'd like to. But at the same time, we're also offering a number of other options for budget review. We have the Arlington Visual Budget, which is an online tool that's now updated that people can go access via the town website to take a look at where the town invests its resources. And in the coming weeks, in the water bills, we'll be sending out what we call the PAFR, or the Public Annual Financial Report, which is only a 4-page document that also gives you some insight into where the town spends its money. So we try to make the the budget as accessible as possible using these different tools based on how much time or interest you have in reviewing it. But ultimately, if you want to learn more about the budget, watch James's interview with Sandy Pooler, the Deputy Town Manager and Finance Director, which I know is posted on ACMi and the town's website. But this document's now available on the web, and we hope to see it adopted and answer questions that come up at town meeting in the upcoming weeks.
Thank you very much for that overview, Adam. It's a great primer for those who are either new to Arlington or new to the budget process here in town, and also a reminder, important one, I think, of just how many people and bodies are involved in the development of the budget each year. So we appreciate that. Moving on to town meeting, I had mentioned that we would talk about that. And of course, we've got a new town moderator. Greg Christiana has just taken over. So we could probably anticipate some changes, I would think. One of the things that is on Greg's plate for sure, and the thing people are most concerned about, I would imagine, is the decision about whether town meeting is going to be in person or virtual. So can you tell us whether that decision's been made and just kind of where things stand at this time?
Absolutely. And let me start by congratulating Greg publicly on his election as town moderator and thanking John Leone for his many years of service in that role. So it's happy to be working with Greg and very thankful for the time that John has given the community over the years. But I've been talking with Greg quite regularly since he was elected on Saturday. And I know he's spoken to me, he's spoken to other town officials and other members of the community about what the right thing to do is in terms of an in-person or virtual town meeting. And as of our conversation yesterday, Wednesday of this week, he has decided to move forward with preparing for a virtual town meeting. And I'll speak for myself, not for him, but in coming from our conversations, I think we share a concern that with the BA2 variants seeming to be increasing locally and definitely increasing in Europe, which always seems to be 2 weeks ahead of us in these matters, we share this concern that we could get 3 weeks from now or 2.5 weeks from now, be starting an in-person town meeting and be in a place with the virus where we need to hit pause and then try to get virtual. So rather than not being in that position, he's made the decision to start to pursue a virtual town meeting rather than an in-person town meeting. Very practically speaking or legally speaking, he needs to make that decision, send it to the select board for their endorsement, and then assuming select board endorsement, ultimately in that first session of town meeting needs to vote to endorse it before things can go forward. So I know Greg has made that decision, so we're putting the wheels in motion to prepare from a technological aspect for virtual town meeting. The select board will hear the request on Monday night, and assuming the select board votes favorably on it, we're going to work hard to be ready for a virtual town meeting at the end of April.
So hard to make these decisions, with so many variables in play between now and when town meeting starts. And also, this came up in a conversation I had with Greg recently. There's just the fact that town meeting itself can go on for long enough for things to change while it's going on. So I'm sure that there will be, fans, proponents and opponents of this whole idea. And nobody loves the virtual space, I understand, but it does seem like the prudent decision at this point. So thanks for sharing that with us. Unfortunately, while we all may be well and good and done with COVID, it clearly isn't with us. All right. I also want to mention, while we're talking about it, that of course, as always, ACMi will be covering town meeting live, whatever format it takes. And that will be on our government channel and online at acmi.tv. So take note. Anything else, Adam, before we let you go, that residents should know?
The only thing I would add is, unfortunately, again, due to the virus, we have not planned a Patriots Day parade this year. That parade takes a year to plan. So given where the trajectory of things over the past year, we weren't able to commit to putting that together. However, the Arlington Tourism and Economic Development Committee are working with the regional Patriots Day celebrations, and the Lancers will be stopping in front of Town Hall. So all that information is available on the town website. So there will be some semblance of a recognition of Patriots Day. But I will add, Chamber of Commerce, working with the Department of Public Works, have now installed American flags up and down Mass Ave in East Arlington, Arlington Center, and the Heights, as a way of us trying to demonstrate a celebration of Patriots Day, try to bring a little community spirit in the absence of a parade.
All right. Well, Adam, we thank you as always for joining us, particularly today when clearly there are distractions aplenty on your end. We also appreciate you guys in the audience kind of tuning in and sticking with, even though there's a lot of ambient noise, et cetera. So as always, though, the content is worth it. So thank you so much for joining us. I've been speaking with Adam Chapdelaine, our town manager, for this town hall update. I'm James Milan. Thanks again for joining us, and we will see you next time.